Hey, what's up? It's me, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcome back to another celebrity news and things. As you saw in the thumbnail, Funky Dineva done messed up the thing. Or did he? Dun dun dun! Ooh. This time last week, I saw the news that he was let go or quit. That was one of the videos that popped down in my feed. I was not expecting to see that. I saw the typical yellow box, in his thumbnail that is his branding, but it said he was fired or something. Let me go on and share my screen and see if I can pull that up in the digital notes so we can get right into what I'm trying to explain to you. I have a picture to help show you the way. I'll show you the way. Have any of y'all seen Aladdin and the King of Thieves? It was an oracle on there. She was like, I'll show you the way. So here we are. I typed in Google. Well, there's a glitch. Hold on. If I stop, maybe the glitch will catch up with me. There it is. It's right at the top. This is the video that I saw first in my thumbnail this time last week. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago? It seemed like this time last week. Where's time going? Did this really happen 2 weeks ago? I thought it happened last week. Funky Dineva no longer on TGIF/Fox Soul. The top thumbnail you see is what I was presented with when it went down in my news feed. Pharaoh Fox Soul, I don't work there no more. I'm like, what? Are you serious? What do you mean you don't work there anymore? Is this a collective thing where you don't work there anymore, or all three of y'all don't work there anymore? Kind of like what happened with the show with the Queen's Cocktails with the Queens? Is this everybody getting let go type of situation, but you decided to go on your platform personally to say that you were let go in addition to everybody else, but since you have your own separate platform on YouTube outside of Fox Soul / TGIF, you wanted to come and make a personal video blog about it. But as I went on and hit the thumbs up, let the commercial play, skip the commercial, because when commercials play, you have to let them play for a few seconds before you can actually hit skip. Then he got into detail saying that he decided not to come back or decided to part ways. I'm like, man, that's messed up. Why? In my mind, it's like maybe because around this time they actually did studio work, right? They're in the studio now, and isn't the studio in Texas? And he lives in Florida. So the first live taping that they did, Al, Claudia, and Funky, was at their studio on a real set, and all three of them were together. You can see like their whole bodies, like from head to toe, instead of torso on up. They were all there like a real casting TV show set, like The View or Kelly. Was it Kelly and Kelly now? Regis and Kathy Lee, and XYZ, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So maybe I was thinking in my head, maybe he don't want to have to transition yet again back to another state for that. When everything seemed like it was working really well from the comfort of their own home or location because they traveled, why would they go to a set and be stationary? Is that considered old school now? No offense, no thanks to C19, that it birthed a new way of us to delegate daily TV talk shows. We don't necessarily all have to be together in the same building anymore. We just simply all have to be together by way of streaming platform. And if you're entertaining and all three of you look unified, isn't that enough? So it kind of threw me off too when I saw a stage in the set, because to my knowledge, the whole Fox Soul thing was birthed during the name that must not be mentioned, C19. So why not keep a good thing going? Well, by keeping a good thing going, meaning if you didn't have to deal with quiet on the set and you had quiet on the set, pun intended, from the comfort of your home, and views were booming, according to me, and things were gelling together, why change it? Perhaps every show didn't need a set, i.e., TGIF, Fox Soul. Well, TGIF, TGIF. Perhaps they didn't need a set. It looked good, but I don't think not for an everyday thing. To me, unfortunately, when I did tune in to see them all live together, I was very happy for them, but it felt awkward. It seemed awkward. I just liked the way it was. Perhaps if Fox Soul is trying to gear towards all studio driven things, that's fine. But for the TGIF portion, maybe let that only be a once a month thing. Cause it was a big adjustment. I didn't like the camera cuts. I didn't like the submersion of the set because it seemed like the set was swallowing all three of them up. So it was hard to focus on the subject because I was all behind there looking in the stage. I lost sight of all three of you guys. So that was my opinion. I thought maybe that was the case because I think he used to live in Georgia, but because once upon a time he and Michelle A.T. Alien Brown were like friends, and Michelle A.T. Alien Brown lives in Georgia, and they both were friends and did videos and stuff together, But then unfortunately, they had a falling out due to some business situations, bad business. And then he moved to Florida. So why uproot again to go to Texas and do something that, how can I say this, that was working the way it was before the new change of everyone meeting together on the set? Now, we all do want to see you guys together, but not like that. How can I speak for everyone? But my opinion, not together like that on the set, but together on a tour, like how Tom Joyner and the Morning Show would do their tours, like at they would do their radio station tours, like at arenas and stuff like that. That would be an experience. That's the kind of thing I would like to see from all three of you guys together, is to tour like that, but not on the set. If anything, please do the in-person tours like the radio stations do when they just Tom Joyner in the Morning Show coming to Atlanta, Georgia, Fox Theater. May 29th all the way through April 22nd. Come see them live and in person. Come get backstage passes to have a meet and greet with your favorite celebrity. For 5 minutes for $125,000. What now? In the attitude of Funky. But yeah, something like that. And then have it recorded so it can be broadcast thusly on um, TGIF/Fox Soul. I wanted to see you guys back together. I don't know who you're going to have to replace Funky. Also, I've learned as time went by that it was a contract situation. Like where Miss Claudia Jordan and Al Reynolds both had a year contract, and Funky only had what was it, a 6-month contract? And Funky said in his video that something like, I think he was lackadaisical about going through the contract. Correct me if I'm wrong, and had not known that the contract was only for half a year opposed to a full year, perhaps like everyone else's. And so by the time his lawyer got in contact with him, it was kind of like, unfortunately, too late because the time had passed, lapsed, or exceeded its time due to contracts, and it was a no go. So, in other words, that means by not responding to extend the offer, you deferred the offer. Okay, if that's the case, shouldn't there be somewhere like, hi, yeah, this is Foxo, we're panicking. Funky, you're not coming back with us? We see that you didn't sign an agreement saying yes or no. You didn't confirm or deny that you were coming back with us. Is everything okay? Did you read over the paperwork? Is there anything we can do? Are you not happy with something? Blah, blah, blah. Wah, wah, wah. So, to tell me nothing like that happened? Or was there something more? More. Now I had to think back to all the videos I've been listening to in reference to what happened, according to Google, 2 weeks ago when the news first broke. But to me, it seemed like it only been 1 week since the news just broke. Unless today officially marks the actual second week, which wouldn't then make sense. I'll scroll through the timeline here. My thoughts on Funky Dineva and Fox Soul Fallout. That was from Oliver Twigs. Funky Dineva Fire from Fox Soul. What's next for TGIF? This is by AT Alien Brown. And lastly, we've got a video by Scotty by Nature TV. Funky Dineva says he's done with Claudia Jordan. Oh. Now, in just those few titles of the timeline, you can see a progression of things as it changed from I quit, I'm no longer with the program, to my opinion on a fallout. I'm like, I thought in the video you guys just kind of came to a happy compromise and this didn't happen. So now it's turning out to a fallout. So if this turned into a fallout, what happened? What caused the falling out? What caused such a surprising, disturbing, uncomfortable severance between the three of them when the show was doing so well? What caused the monkey ranch all of a sudden when they just did their splashy debut all together in Texas, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but nonetheless, all together in the studio. That wasn't right. It didn't make sense. If anything, a proper rollout goodbye would have been nice. If anything, for the audience, because to me, it still had me feeling some type of way. And even if this is a dog eat dog world and it's all about the money, you still don't want to poop on the people you're getting the money from, because that's going to stop you from getting the money. That's kind of like, if I'm going to break it down to y'all, people who are into like the relationship advice aspects of it. It's just like if you were in a relationship and you were dating for like 3 years and then all of a sudden he or she just stopped calling, complete no communication at all. You're like, what the H? I thought things were great. Then you just stop. And you go back in your head like, I didn't say anything or do anything weird to give him or her red flags. What's going on? So that's how it was with the whole Fox Soul thing with them, as you know, three of them being friends and stuff. Like, what the H happened? I was hoping to have gotten another explanation before it came down to what I just said. Read in this last thumbnail by Scotty by Nature TV. Funky Dineva says he's done with Claudia Jordan. Unfortunately, we can only say it's safe to assume based on the title that there was a falling out. Yes, Funky did leave. Yes, and perhaps unfortunately, Miss Claudia Jordan has something to do with it. But why and how? When all three of them work together so well, why would you break up your shmoney like that? And not have a contingency? Is it a contingency plan or a consistency plan already on deck to keep the ball rolling? So if gears had to switch all of a sudden like a thief in the night, you wouldn't sink so fast, so hard. You might have got a little water in the boat, but you wouldn't be deeply submerged like the Titanic, which is why it seemed like there is something more, and everybody probably got hoodwinked because Miss Claudia Jordan works super hard. She got like 17 jobs, and I'm just being modest. So for her not to have a backup A, B, C, D, I think she was surprised that that happened too. She have too many jobs lined up. One, too many possible jobs lined up in addition with the jobs she's already got lined up. Three, she just bought a house, so she's telling us now that she's renovating. So why on earth, my talking parrot, would it go down like that? Because it messes up everybody's finances. So I think all three were hoodwinked somehow, and it didn't go down well at all. So if anything, I think everybody got stiffed in some way. So I don't think the focus should just be solely on Claudia, Al, or Funky. If anything, it should be distributed all across the board because I think all of them were blindsided by how quick, fast, and in a hurry it happened. Because it still don't feel right now. I hope even through all this mudslinging and dirt getting told and stepping on people's buttons and stuff and exposing the truth of what really happened, what you ain't gonna do, you guys come back together and figure this out. Flame and Roll was instantly the let's you say temporary stand-in or replacement for the rotating seat now that's currently happening to my knowledge over there on TGIF Foxhole. I'm not sure how well the audience received Flame, but nonetheless, a familiar face was filling the seat. But like I said, we didn't even have a soft warm up to the fact that Funky was leaving anyway. So no matter how good of a replacement someone can be or could be to fill the seat for Funky, it's still never going to sit right because the rug was pulled from under everybody, even Al and Claudia. So whoever y'all find to replace that is not going to sit well because it didn't end correctly, unfortunately. That needs to be fixed before we can think about moving on. Something needs to be rectified and done correctly. Like bring Funky on one good last time to clear the air, and then really actually say a real goodbye, and then perhaps kick it around and say who you would think will be a great replacement. You know, kind of like how I'm shooting the breeze, kicking the can around. so everybody can all still win and eat. I don't like that y'all are separate like this. It's hard out here, Claudia, and you know it. Because you said you're black and you can relate to our struggle. So why stay separate when you three work great together? It's hard out here. I think I'm going to stop right there. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I want this to work out for the better. I want this mess to be cleaned up before y'all decide to move on, if y'all decide to move on separately. Let's fix this. Let's really fix this.